Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Lulua Tech Designs, and I'm your boy Lulua Mark. Today we are going to learn how to create a slab in Revit, and it is one of those important components in a building. So I will be using Revit 2026, but of course you can use any other Revit which will still achieve the same result. Now straight to business. If you are a beginner or you have never opened Revit before, this is the interface of Revit 2026. All you can do is you come to this new button, you click on this new button, it will open this new project template pop-up. From here you just click on this drop down. You should be able to see architectural template here. If you have, you select the architectural template. If you don't have, you come to this browse, click on this browse, and then you come to this preview button, this one here, you click on it. It will open for you these countries. You select English, and that is a double click, and then you can add a double click on this default metric or just click on it, and then you select this open button. It will now bring this default metric as your template. You use it for your project. So you click OK, then it should be able to open the work interface on Revit. This can be the same process with the Revit 2025, 2024, 2023. So you don't need to worry if your version is a lower one. My computer is a little bit slow, that's why it takes a bit of time to load, but of course it usually does the work I want. So yeah, this is the interface of Revit 2026, or this is the interface of Revit. On our left is properties, on the right is project browser, but of course we want to go straight to business. And I think for us to create a slab, we need walls. So to create a wall, you come to this architecture, you go to wall tool, you can just select a wall architecture, and then I am going to use this rectangle method to create a wall just like this. Let me select wall again, rectangle, and then like that. You just click one, then you can drag it anywhere you want. So I can draw one wall like this. Then let's use this method. Let's create another wall here like that. Then we can use this circular method to create another wall, a circular wall like that. And then I think these ones can work because they are not even. Okay, you can escape or right click to cancel so that your mouse does not disturb you. So if you want to know that these are real walls, you come to this default 3D view, click on it, this one here. So open for you your 3D like this. These are walls, however they are in hidden lines, that's why they are showing in plain white with these black strips. So if I come to this visual style and I click, I select shaded, you should be able to see these are gray colors of these walls. So these are basically the walls that we are going to use for designing our house. I'm going to change their height. These are all tall. I'll select all instances in the entire project. Then I'll reduce their height to 3.5 meters, just like that. So now these are the walls that we have. Let's now go and create we can now create slabs or the floors. Now if you want to create a slab, you come to architecture, you look for flow, you click on this drop down, you select the first option, which is flow architecture. From here you can simply start creating, but of course you don't want to create this generic floors or slabs, because at the end of the day, if you want to do or make any changes to it, it will not work out well, because you have created with the generic option. So now here you just come to this edit type. From the edit type, it will generate for you the type properties. The first thing you need to do here is to click on this duplicate button, so that you can duplicate the generic version to create your own custom. So let's say we're going to create a floor slab, just floor slab. You can give it any name you want. This is my choice of name, but you can decide to even name it with your own name. So I click OK here. Now we need to edit the structure. The structure has the thickness and the function. We shall click edit. From here you'll be able to see the edit assembly. It has the function, priority, material, thickness, wraps, structure, material, variable, but we're interested in the function, material, and the thickness. Now the structure is already given us here. It is showing the structure. You can ignore the core boundaries. Ignore the core boundaries. We're interested in this structure, this one, that is the priority is 1. So here what we need to change is the material and the thickness. So for now, let us change this material. You just click where the material is, this area here, you just click on it. It should be able to generate for you the material browser. Let's wait for it to load. Yeah, this is the material browser. Here you can create your custom material, though you can simply search for any material of your choice. It will still give you here, but I'm interested in showing you how you can create your custom material. So there's this small button here that says create, and it duplicates material. This one here, you click on it, you come to this create new material, and then it will create for you this default new material. When you right click, you have these options, but we're interested in rename. Then we can say floor slab, or whatever name you want to give it. So now that is the name we have given. You can ignore this graphics, can ignore identity graphics. We come to appearance. In the appearance, we have the option to select the assets we want. So to open the asset browser, we have to click on this button here that says it replaces this asset. Click on it. It will open this asset browser. This asset browser has all the materials that one needs to create or to design a house. Now we can search for anything. It can be concrete, it can be anything. So for now, just search for flow and see what they will give us. So now we have these options. We are interested in the appearance library. It has the ceramic, the concrete, flooring, stucco. So when I go to flooring, that means we have there's carpet. These are carpet options that you can have on your ground. There's a stone like this. It has different kind of stones. There's the terrazzo, the tiles, all these ones you can have them here. Let's look at this terrazzo tile. This is a tile. Let's look at terrazzo. There's terrazzo there. There's white one. So you have all these options. Now it's up to you to explore. and see these different types of materials that you want. So I'm going to choose this terrazzo white. You just select, when you highlight it will generate this small button here. When you click on it, it will display for you the material here, and here you will see the image, and this one displays the color RGB. So we shall just simply now close this asset browser from here, because we already have the asset that we want. From here you can actually change the color if you wish to any other color you want. Then this image is basically the image that you can get from Revit itself. So you can also play around with the brightness. You can change the brightness here. You can increase it, invert image to black. So you can play around with these small details that you may want. There are a lot of more details here. You can even change how this pattern looks like. You can change it from here. Then the height, all these things you can play around with them if you want to customize something to fit your project. So for me, I'll just click done. Then here we can simply click on apply, and then we can click OK. Now you will see in the edit assembly we now have here the family's floor. The type is the name we have given, floor slab. The total thickness is what we already have there. So in the material you can see the floor slab. The thickness here you can change it to whatever thickness you want. You can have 200, you can have 150, depending on what you want. So now I can click OK, apply. Now from here we can simply apply. We click OK. Now we are ready to draw our slab or our floor. You can use any method. Like now for this rectangular, this rectangle shape, it's easy because you can simply pick this rectangle tool and just draw it on this. But you can also as well pick line tool, you draw around it, or you can pick the pick line, which is my favorite, because pick line will give you it will pick the exact lines where you are going to draw these things. For example, I can just now pick the exterior lines of this wall, just like that. Now when I click OK, it will pour for us a slab there. When you come to a 3D, you should be able to see your house now has a floor. The reason why it is in gray is because when you come to your visual style here, it is in shaded. But if you make it realistic, it will be able to show you the real colors of the material that you have created. You see that? So now that is your terrazzo slab. It even shows you the real terrazzo the way it is. See that? So that is how you can do this. Then when you want to, I'll go back to shaded because realistic colors can make your work really heavy and it can break for us the computer. Now if you want to edit this, you just click on it, you come to edit boundary, and then you go back to the level where you want to edit. For example, if I want to change this to circular, I can just come to maybe this fillet arc, can select this and this and change it like that. Play around with the edge, and then it will take it up away from this side. Now you can do the same for these shapes. Why I like pick lines, it will always give you the exact shape that is already drawn. Now you come back to your flow as texture. Now in these properties, you should be able to see so many other flows, but of course the list will now include the flow that you created, which is a custom flow specific for your project. Now you pick it. I will come to pick line still. I can give it an offset. Let's say I want to offset it by 500 millimeters. So you just pick your lines here like that. You see, it just picks the line and it draws a perfect shape depending on the shape you have on ground. So if I click OK, it will draw something like that. When I come to my 3D, you'll see this is what we have. This is what we have. So we can do the same for that. This other one here, you just go to flow architecture, you come to pick lines, you can offset, can even offset 1000 if you wish to, just there. It doesn't mean you should always do it from the exterior wall. You can also pick the interior walls as well, depending on what you want to achieve. Now with this, you can actually create steps. You can use this to create steps for your house. For example, this one, this step here, I want to create steps around here. Now I can simply come to my level. Now since we want to create steps here, I can just come to architecture, flow architecture, and I select my custom flow. I'll come to pick line. I can offset it at let's say 200. Since the thickness is 200, I can also offset it at 200, just like that, just like this. And then I can take off the offset. Then I will pick up these lines. Now I need to connect. You should always connect. If you leave these ones like this, Revit will not accept. I can pick this line and then I pick this line. Now I'll come to this trim / extend to corner. I'll select that and this. I'll select this and this part. It will cut off the excess and draw for us a perfect line there. Then I can connect this to this. I'll connect this to that. So it will draw for us something like this. Now, since we want to create a step, I'll need to come to this constraint. The level is level 0, and this is the base offset. That base offset means from the ground is always 0. So now you can give it a different base offset. Since we are creating steps go lower. That means we need to give it negative, let's say 200. I'm giving negative 200 because the step itself is 200 thick, but we could also give 150 actually. Let's give 150 and click OK. When you come to 3D, you see it has created a step here. Now we have a step from the ground, from the 0 level to negative 150. So you can do the same for this as well. So that is how you actually create steps. I could just come to architectural flow. I go to pick line. I offset it at 200. Then I draw here, here. Then I take off the offset to 0. Then I pick this. Then you come to trim and extend. I can extend it to this. Trim, extend, trim, extend, trim and extend. So since the other one is negative 150, that means we are going lower to now negative 300. You multiply that by 2. So when I click OK, we should have 3 steps now like that. You come here, you step here, you step here, you are good to go. Now if we come to Let me change this realistic to realistic color and see what we have. You see that? See how we create steps using flow tool or the slab tool. In ArchiCAD it is called slab, in Revit it is called flow. So now when I say slab, sometimes just know I'm someone who also designs with the ArchiCAD as well. There's also this this texture. If I take it to text house, I'll be able to see something like this. See this terrazzo. So yeah, this is how you can create steps in using the flow tool or using the slab tool. Let me take it back to shaded so that we all see black everywhere. Now what else can I show you? You can let's say, I believe you understand this base offset thing, and in Revit you can't have two slabs or two floors in the same area. Like now, if I want to create a slab on top of this instead of down here, now we have created this, we want to create maybe a concrete slab up here. It is simple. You just go to your texture flow, you first select the flow and you choose the flow you want. You come to pick lines. You can pick line or do whatever thing you want. So I'm going to just pick this. Then in our offset or height, we know that our wall height is 3.5. So we can simply write here 3.5. Then I say okay. When you come to your 3D, you'll see that it has created your floor or slab on top of the house. So this is basically how you can do that. You can change the base offset. Instead of having it down here, you have it up here. So yeah, I think I've shown you how to edit the boundary, then how to play around with the shape of the floor or slab, and how to create steps using the slab tool. And maybe I can show you how to change the colors of this. Now if you want to change the color of this slab, you simply come to, you can go to modify, then you look for this paint. Here you can select anything. For example, if I choose this grass and I paint it here, it will change it to the color of grass. If I keep painting like this, change it to the color of grass. So this is how easy you can do this. You can change the color, you can change it to glass. It looks like glass. So it's basically about just picking the line and picking the paint, and then you just place. See, now it is shining like a glass. It is actually looking transparent. So yeah, that is how you can change the colors. This is carpet. So just like that. That is how you play around with these colors. Just click OK. So now if you have never created a slab and you are wondering how you can create a slab in Revit, I believe this video has sorted you properly. It has given you the clue of what to do. So there are these point sub elements. Can play around with things. You see how it is creating. Let me just cancel that. Now with the sub element, it will basically take away. It will just play around with the specific area that you want to twist or you want to change. Like now you see here, it is bending a little bit upwards. and yet other sides are remaining solid. This one can happen, for example, when your landscape is not even. If your landscape is bending, or it needs another step down, you can easily play around with this subdivide element to modify the points, just like that. So I believe that will help us understand the floor tool or the slab tool in Revit. If you have any questions, please make sure you put them in the comment section. I'll be able to see them. If you have never subscribed to Lulua Tech Designs, I believe this is the right time for you to do so that we can move together with you. So I'll see you again in the next project. Thank you so much.